Hey, what's up, guys? Jag from Jaggy Sports again. Hit subscribe, hit the like video, hit the notifications button, and yes, you will get the up-to-date content that I am talking about. So here's the deal. I was watching First Take, and I am so glad Stephen A. finally said it. Finally said it. A lot of people have reverted from saying this, but I'm glad somebody said it. I've been saying it for a while, but a person like him with his platform actually said it. He basically called out Ben Simmons. He said he's too scared to play in Philadelphia. And it's 100% true. Because actually, you know what? I want you guys to check out this clip right now, and then afterwards we'll discuss it, because I'm telling you guys, he is scared.
Which is still not whole. Kyrie Irving can still not play in home games in New York because he's unvaccinated. Good news, though, Kevin Durant expected back tonight. Can't wait for this game. Jay, are you going? Brooklyn hosting the first place Heat. Before KD got hurt, the Nets were in second place, a half game out of first in the East. Now they're in eighth, 9 games out of first. Talk about impact. And on Monday, the Nets said Ben Simmons still has not been cleared for practice as he recovers from back soreness. He will not practice the rest of this week, and his timetable to return is unknown. Stephen A., what's the bigger story? Is it KD's return, or is it that Simmons is still not playing?
To me, it's KD's return. And the reason why I say it's KD's return, because, he's the man. When healthy, I believe that Kevin Durant is the best player on the planet. That's how I feel about him. And so because of that, I don't think it's a coincidence that the Nets went on an 11-game losing streak the second that he went down. I don't think it's a coincidence that they were the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference when he was healthy, in spite of Kyrie Irving's sporadic availability because he wasn't there at home games and James Harden wanting out. They were still the #1 seed in the Eastern Conference when Kevin Durant was healthy. He goes down. Now they're trying to make sure they can at least make it to the play-in game, okay? That's how lethal Kevin Durant is. And so when I look at it from that perspective, all right, and I look at the question marks that exist with Kyrie Irving and the vaccine mandate, with Ben Simmons, who is another matter, and as far as I'm concerned, it has become an atrocity. I'm sick of this stuff with Ben Simmons. I really, really am. Because, again, we want to be very, very clear and very, very mindful that we're not minimizing the importance of mental health issues. And I'm not even thinking, Jay, about what the hell he was going through while he was in Philadelphia. Here's what I do know. Since the brother has arrived in Brooklyn, with the exception of the very first game that took place after he got traded to Brooklyn, because he hadn't arrived in Brooklyn as of yet, he's been with the team for every single game. He's been on the bench. He's been slapping high fives. He's been congratulating everybody. He's been laughing up a storm. He's been looking phenomenal. And we know he's healthy because he hasn't played. No, he's physically healthy, so he hasn't played. Why the hell has this man not been on the court, not been cleared to practice, and all of this other? Something's up. Something's up. All of that stuff puts more of the onus on the shoulders of Kevin Durant when he comes back healthy, because we all know what he can do. He just has to do what we always know him to do. That's all I mean by that.
The answer is Ben Simmons for all those reasons you just stated, Stephen A. Mm-hmm. You said that when KD was healthy, they were the #1 team in the Eastern Conference. Mm-hmm. They also were the #1 team because they had James Harden on that team, who was giving them such a lethal scoring punch in games in which Kyrie couldn't play. So I got to tell you, I'm really worried about my Nets squad right now, because now Kyrie Irving is only playing on road games due to this new private sector mandate that nobody ever heard of until now all of a sudden we heard of and is a thing, #1. But now when you go to home games, now you're asking KD off the Achilles injury he had a couple years ago, coming back playing. It's the knee issue now to come back, and now just to be great, which he can be. But this is where you need Ben Simmons more than ever. And I'm worried about what Ben Simmons am I going to get if I'm going to get Ben Simmons. Because the Nets lose that scoring punch that they had with James Harden, and how Ben Simmons comes back and plays, in particular in home games in which Kyrie can't help offload some of the issues by scoring and his dynamic self that he brings to the table offensively. This is where you need Ben Simmons more than ever. And there's no time. I don't understand how there's not a timetable on him coming back to play. And, it's lower back issues because he's working on his conditioning again. I hear all that, but it seems like the environment has changed. And now if there's any time that Ben needs to answer the call, it's coming up in these next couple of weeks. And they need him more than ever in order to help KD elevate. You can't have KD off his injury guarding the other team's best player. That's something that Ben Simmons needs to do because you want KD's legs to be saved for the offensive punches you need at home, in particular at the Barclays Center.
Well, I think that we're confusing our points here because I'm talking the reason why I brought up KD is because we know Ben Simmons is not going to be available for the immediate future. And considering the fact that the Nets recently lost 11 straight, and now they've lost 15 of 13, and now it's 13 of 15 rather, and now it's 15 of their last 18 games, okay? And they're one game above 500 after being the number one seed when KD was on the court. I'm saying because of the question marks about Ben Simmons, because of the continual question marks about Kyrie, who's only got 7 games left available to play on the road. The rest of them are supposed to be at the Barclays Center, and the vaccine mandate hasn't been lifted. That's where I'm bringing KD into the equation. I'm not disagreeing with your points about Ben Simmons, but the first order of business is for him to get on the damn court. And it's gotten to a point where we got to speak up about this. I mean, we really do. I mean, listen. I'm dicey about it. I know how sensitive you are about the subject, Jay. Mental health is a serious thing.
Yes, it is.
And listen, there are people who don't believe him, and we've talked about that issue. I'm not even going there. Forget about what people believe. Forget about Philadelphia. He's in Brooklyn now. Here's my point to Ben Simmons. You're in Brooklyn. How is it that you're healthy, physically healthy to play basketball, and you're on the bench with new teammates in a new city, high-fiving, laughing, and having a good time, and traveling with the team? But somehow, some way, you can't put on a uniform. Pat Riley, in the book, Blood in the Garden, by Chris Aaron in the New York Times, the great job that he did with that book, right? He told a story of Pat Riley being in a locker room and a player walking in with his street clothes on. And Pat Riley said to him, with everything on the line, he said, if we desperately needed you, could you give us 3 minutes? And that player said, sure, I could do that for you. And Pat Riley said, then what the hell are you doing here with your street clothes on? Put on a damn uniform then.
So there you have it. Basically, Stephen A. Smith saying that he's scared. He is scared to come to Philadelphia. You know what I mean? March 10th is 7 days away, 1 week away. And now all of a sudden you got him saying he's got back problems. Brian Windhorst said it, you know what I mean? That he told everybody, this guy's week to week kind of thing. Now everybody's questioning his attitude. He doesn't want to face the Philadelphia fans. He doesn't want to face his former teammates, especially Joel Embiid. And you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, you got to face your fears. You have to face your fears. And I get the fact that, yeah, I get it. He's got mental health issues. He's got a lot of stuff that he's dealing with his family and stuff. I'm not going to get into that. But what I'm saying to you is put aside that mental health part about his family. The guy's just flat out scared to come to Philly, right? Like, there's no other way to put it. He's coming to every single game, except for the first one. He's coming to every single game, clapping, high-fiving, smiling with the team, but yet he is not playing. He's in his street clothes. So it just, you know what I mean? If you think that you not playing is good for your mental health, it's actually getting worse, because then it's just amping up, amping up, amping up. And think about it this way. If you're trying to avoid Philly fans on March 10th, cool. It's not going to happen. I get it. You're scared. But what happens when May comes around and all of a sudden 76ers got to play the Nets? 2 games, 3 games have to happen, or 4 games have to happen in Philly. What are you going to do then? You going to duck Philly then too? You know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, this kid just got to man up, right? Like, you know what I mean? Face your fears, treat it like a Band-Aid, just rip it off. Just get it over with. Get the first freaking game over with in Philadelphia and just go there and just play. I know that he's going to get booed like crazy. Those Philly fans are amazing. They love their team. They love their city. And for him to do what he did, Philly is obviously upset, and they have every right to be upset. You know what I mean? It's for the Philadelphia fans. I know they're gonna boo him. I know they're gonna be upset, and that's understandable after what they've been through. But with Ben Simmons, this kid's just gotta man up. You know what I mean? Like, it just shows you his immaturity level. His immaturity level when it comes to facing his fears. And the funny thing is, he's kind of like Kyrie Irving in a way. Because prior to this pandemic thing, the guy was just, playing when he wants to and whatnot kind of thing. And he could claim, oh, I was dealing with this, dealing with that kind of thing, blah, 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 blah. But it's always something. It's always something. In order to play basketball, right, you got to actually play basketball. If you got to be a basketball player, you got to actually put in your passion, right? Like, think about it. Why you got into this sport is pure passion. So why let somebody else's behavior or behavior towards you or whatever dictate your passion? If it's your passion, go out there and play. You know what I mean? Like, that's like me not coming to the gym because of what one person thinks about me in the gym. Why would I do that? Why would I give up the gym? The gym is what I love. And for Ben Simmons not to come to Philadelphia, not to play because he's dealing with his issues and whatnot, just clearly shows you that he's not really passionate about basketball. He's passionate about what the game of basketball brings, but you know what I mean, like the money, the cars, whatnot kind of thing. But for him, it's obviously the women, because the guy he loves to date around, so whatever, that's his choice, whatever. But just flat out scared. And I'm glad Stephen A. Smith said it. He's not getting any brotherly love in Philadelphia. If anyone thinks that he will show up in Philadelphia, is a realistic optimist. Unrealistic optimist. Sorry. But that's just what it is. Just name of the game, the guy's scared. And he's not showing up in Philadelphia, so you guys can put that to rest. So it is what it is. This is Jag from Jaggy Sports. Make sure you hit like, subscribe, and hit that freaking notification button. And yeah, tell all your friends, tell whoever you got to do. Make sure you watch this clip, and there's a life lesson in it for you. Face your fears. Even if somebody's stomping on your passion, even if somebody is distracting you from your passion, do not let anyone control you or your passion or what you got to do to get to your passion and do what you love to do. So that's just my 2 cents. This is Jag from Jaggy Sports.